So I was watching a bunch of videos by Miss McKenna's Life Leverage, and she had these spreads, genius spreads with Dutch doors, and I've tried Dutch doors before, and I kind of like them, but it hasn't really clicked for me, so I abandoned them. But I was really inspired by her spreads, so go check them out. And I used up a lot of these old butchered planners to test different kinds of spreads, where I cut the pages, I folded the pages, I tried different things, and found what I liked, what I didn't like, and I think I have sort of landed on 4 different spreads that I'm going to try in my new journal. And I'm going to make them on camera. So I have prepared, and the first one is, I'm not sure about this one, but the point of all my spreads is that I want to be able to see everything at a glance, which is a challenge, So this will be January, perhaps, or any month, but I want to pretend. And I'm going to cut, since this is only pretend, I'm going to cut all the pages at once. Let's see. What was the plan? I've forgotten now. Oh yes. So what I'm doing now, I'm cutting the pages in half to make weeklies that are only this big. So for all the weeks in January, 5 of them. Yes. If I did this in my actual planner, I would be much more careful. And I have prepared 2 of these slips of paper to be tip-ins, or whatever they're called in the planner community. You would call them tip-ins in the junk journaling community. So this is where they'll go. So what I have here, try to explain, I have a cover page for January. Here is a page for projects and next actions, and for work. And here is space for home projects and next actions. So they sort of frame January, and here's a summary of January and February, and we will go on to those pages later. But since I want to see my trackers throughout the month and not, keep drawing them on, I will washi tape them in, complete with lint from my tablecloth. Oops, this is going really well on camera. Let's see. You get the picture even if this doesn't look perfect. It never does when I do stuff. I'm not the perfect kind of person. I don't even try to be. Okay, so this is a tip-in with, oops. Well, as you can see, this is, well, never mind, you get the picture. So these are my habits that I've drawn in already. And when I fold this out, I have space for next actions. Next actions. Okay, I will write it prettily in the actual planner. And here is space for work projects. And And here, I've already filled this in, is my first week. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday. And this is the number of the week, 53. So I will start this the week that ends December and starts January. So all of these Dutch door spreads will be weeklies, all the weeks of January. So 1 and so on, 2, up, 3, 4. So I have all my weeks like a little booklet inside the frame of January, and this flap or tip in or fold out or whatever will go on the back page. So up. And this is a moon phase tracker that I might use. So habits on one side and moon phases on the other. Okay, that's fine. So 2 of these flaps, and here is space for more next actions. So the point of this is that when I work in my, on my weekly, I can see my habits that I want to do every day that I check off. I see my meetings and deadlines, the sacred stuff according to the GTD system that goes in the calendar, only the time specific stuff. And on this side I see the moon tracker that I have to fill in, or try to. And if I open these, I see my next actions. Perhaps divided into work and home, since the projects are divided like that. So I have everything I need for the whole of January, and no matter what week I'm on, I have my next actions, I have my trackers. The only thing I don't really like about this is that the flaps keep flapping, so I might just tape them down to make them behave, because I won't be leafing back and forth all the time, I think. And maybe not actually, because this will stick everywhere. When I work on my next actions, I can actually just, if I only want to see them, I make them like this. I make little boxes to check off. So to do. So I can just see them if I want to. Problem is that it takes up a lot of space if I want to see both sides like this, and it probably gets a bit difficult to write on these flaps if I don't fold them over. So I'm not sure about this spread, but I wanted to show it to you because someone else might like it. Okay, so that's kind of the runner-up out of these spreads. This one, let's see, which one was this? They're all the same idea, that I cut out the weeks in the middle so that they're a special booklet, a separate sort of thing. So this time, as you can see, perhaps, these, well, the piece that I cut off isn't as wide because I'm not going to make flaps. So this one was quite, it's half the page almost. But this is just 6 boxes, I think, from the edge, because I am scrapping the moon tracker in this version and I only have my habits divided by, and this just turned out so well, health stuff here, yoga and stuff, let's see, walk, water. So health stuff on that side, and house keeping house cleaning on this side. So washing the dishes, bathroom cleaning, laundry, something to do with dust, that is hoovering or wiping down surfaces, and wet wiping. So I have 5 habits on that side and 5 on that. How lucky is that? So this time I have more space for my days in the weekly. And they will all look the same. So I have Monday, Tuesday, and here I have space for random writing, quotes, memories, deadlines that are not day specific but week specific, perhaps quotes, stuff like that. And I put my work projects here and my next actions here for work. And same with home projects and home next actions here. And here I've put dreams, because I tend not to look at my home projects list because I know it's full of things that I would like to do, but I don't have to do them. So now I've decided to put the things that I actually have to do, like my taxes, bills, whatever, here, and have a small section for dreams, which is more like wallpaper the TV room, or deep clean the fridge. Things that I would like to want to do, but it's not, well, it's optional, and it should be that way. So just to remind myself what dreams I have. So this one, as you can see, again, I can see my weekly, I can see my habit trackers, and I have all this space where I can write next actions, but I have to flip here to see my next actions and my projects. So it's a clean spread. I like it because it's well, there's a lot of space. There's not a lot of distractions like these flaps. But the problem is that I would like to see my next actions, not my projects, because that I can flip to. But it would be nice to see my next actions. But then again, seeing them all the time also distracts me, so I have to, factor that in. But here is a version where I can see my next actions, at least some of them. So the basic structure is the same as the last one. I have my habit trackers on the frame, as I'm calling it now, the frame, the pages that frame the month. And I remove just enough to make them visible. Same as before. But this time, the weekly isn't laid out the same way. As you can see, here I had it on one side, because this is what I've been doing for the past half year. And I like this. And I've had it all over the page with a whole, with my tracker here, because I haven't used the Dutch doors for a while. But now, on this version of the spread, I put the days horizontally instead, on the week number. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and an extra box for brain dumps, which I like having as well. And down here will be another Dutch door. So I've sectioned off this part of the page on each spread for next actions, divided by context in good GTD tradition. So I have different headings here. Read, listen, and so on. Computer, record, and correct. So in this version, I put my projects here and I continue here. And I have a section here for waiting for, which I don't need to see all the time because it will stress me out. So the projects and the waiting for are concealed when I'm working in a weekly. So say that I'm on week 9 and I have my meetings and my deadlines here. So I can see my whole week. I can see my habit trackers, health and cleaning. And down here I have my next actions. So I can see what I should read, I can see what I should listen to, and if I turn the page without turning these pages, because I'm still in the same week, I can see, you know, other contexts. And I was thinking, because I do sometimes need, I don't do well with distractions, so perhaps I will leave 2 of these blank so that if I want to, I can have blank space just to calm the spread down. So I only have the trackers and the week. And then at the end, now the paper catches because I've cut it so messily. I will do better in my real planner. The final flap is for next actions for my home projects, and here I put my home projects there and my dream projects there, and I never have as many tasks at home as I do at work, because this, I should have said from the beginning perhaps, this kind of spread is for people who have a lot of tiny tasks at work, so they need a lot of space to write them down. And that's the problem with most spreads and with planners in general, that I have so many tasks. I can do like 40 things in a day, and you know, to find the space to write that, I've leafed back and forth in my books, and you know, it has worked, but I'm trying this out because it would be so nice to be able to see my time-specific stuff at the same time that I see at least some of the tasks that I need to do at some point, you know, that are not time-specific. And I'm thinking, I mean, because I divide according to context, because then I can choose what I feel like doing at any given time, because I steer my own day, my own work day. So I'm thinking I probably stay on one of these flaps for a while, because okay, now I feel like going for a walk and listening to stuff. Well, then I look here. Maybe then I feel like, no, now I want to work at the computer, so I, you know, leaf to this flap. So I won't be leafing back and forth as much as I would if they were in another place in the book, if you understand what I mean. So when I'm done with week 9, I turn to week 10, and I still have the same flaps down here. And I kind of like this. I might try it, but it might stress me out to have these flaps. And I'm thinking perhaps when I've filled in both sides of one of these flaps, I might cut it out to see my tasks sort of diminish. So by the end, all of these would be gone, and I would only keep this little booklet with my weekly spreads and, you know, the projects and trackers and stuff, because I don't need to remember every single little thing I did at work. That's just ridiculous. I'm not that nostalgic. Okay, so the final spread, same idea, sort of, with the framing pages. and the habit trackers divided into two themes, health and cleaning. And I just cut away these, you know, this part that conceals those trackers. So again, I have my weekly spreads like this. So this is the same as this one back here, with the days here and space for writing on the other side. So they're identical in that way. And you know, the weeks continue like this, and then I have my home projects and my next actions here, and my dreams, and the next actions are divided by context: home, the place I live, the nearest big town. And my job projects are here, work projects. But the difference is that I have saved a whole page here for next actions, because as I said, I have a lot of tasks at work. So mostly this one. So I've left a whole page or 2 pages for one context, one next action context that I have a lot of. But I folded it so I don't have to, well, so I don't cover this up. And I don't have to see it all at the same time. So in this version I have to leaf back and forth, but I'm still, I feel, you know, cooped up by these framing pages, and I kind of like that, to see the end of January or March or whatever it is over here. And I know when I've come there, there's a whole new chapter. But the point of this spread is that I have really a lot of space for next actions. So I could keep this washi taped in, because I don't like it when flaps, you know, flap all over the place, as I said. And I can do all my lists of actions that I have to do. I fill them in. When that page is done, I continue here. And when all of this is done, and January isn't over yet, probably, I just flip it over, tape it down, and continue. So I'm hoping almost 2.5, more than 2.5 pages for next actions for January, or for a month, whichever month, will be enough. I hope so. And of course, deadlines and stuff in the calendar part, on the weeklies. So yeah, I'm feeling it. And this, of course, will be like any tracker, divided like this. And I might mention that I don't put dates in my trackers. I put colors. Let's see if I have, yes, this is red. So for Mondays, I fill in these trackers with red. And for Tuesdays, I fill them in blue. And so on. So I always know, I can, with just one look at a tracker, I can see that I always do my tasks on Mondays and Tuesdays, and I almost never do them on Fridays, because those boxes are empty. The brown boxes that signify Fridays. But I'm trying something new, because it does stress me out. Say that I skipped Monday and I have Wednesday and I skipped something there, and you know, after a while you have a lot of empty boxes, and I really hate that, because somehow it makes it harder to see where I am in time. So I'm thinking I might fill in the things I don't do with black. Just like, you know, void. Or gold or something, you know, just a color that doesn't signify a day for me. Because in that way I can see, you know, Monday night I'm not going to do my exercises, so I'll just fill that box in with black because, you know, I'm done for the day. So I can see that I'm done, because that's another thing that I heard someone say, and who was it? Well, it was an idea. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but you have a box of done. There was a guy who coined this phrase, the box of done. You know, when you're done with a day, you fill the box in. The square of done. The square of done. So I kind of filched that and applied it to the tracker. So I can't wait for Monday when I can try one of these spreads out for real. Oh wait, bonus content. I thought of a solution to possible distractions. If I'm distracted by all the next actions here with the flaps and, you know, the trackers and all that, I can just keep 2 loose pages in the back of the book and cover them up. If, you know, if I have a day when I'm scatterbrained and I just need to see, okay, what am I doing today? What do I have to do? Nothing else. So, yay, solution.